People want more government than they're willing to pay for. And that shows up in the polls on Medicare, on tax cuts, on this and that. It's the constant, it's the tectonic structure of our debt problem. And so my question has always been, why now? Because every generation has an incentive to spend on itself and push costs onto future generations. And no generation has done it to the extent that we have. And that's partly because of demography, it's partly because of healthcare inflation, but I do think it's fundamentally an attitudinal change, which is that people, if you even go back to the New Deal, they had to spend a lot of money, but they had a visceral moral horror of debt. And I think that's because they had a sense of the chain of generations which they were going to soil if they ran up huge amounts of debt. And I have this mega cultural explanation, which I won't spin out because it takes too long. But essentially, we had two individualistic revolutions, culturally individualistic. One in the 60s, which was more about moral and social individualism. One in the 80s about economic individualism. But over the last 20 or 30 years, we've done quite well by individual freedom, and we've done quite poorly by civic commitment. And we've lost some of the sense of civicness, some of the sense of community.